One.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Table Throw Show, a weekly D&D podcast from around 8ish to 9. And here we are. Let's introduce everyone.
We're still
Stream.
not a podcast.
Oh gosh, no stream, I'm sorry.
I didn't even notice that.
We
One
are
day.
a multimedia experience.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that is
Through your taste buds, your earbuds, and your nose buds.
Mm-hmm.
smell-o-vision.
Mm.
Ready your
Here's
eyes,
earbuds.
ready your ears, and ready those feet.
Every orifice on your body.
Oh no!
Wear them.
All of them. Wink. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, anyway,
Alright, I'll introduce my character first. Go around.
Yeah,
are we
let's...
doing introductions?
Sure, even though half the party's
Sure.
missing. I'll just note quickly that Pav's here. Chim will be missing. I was going to say that I never get them mixed up. Chim will be missing because of college stuff, and Athena is taking a hiatus because of college stuff. And I'm not, and Rosie's not because college stuff. Right.
Only 4 of us.
Yes.
Okay,
Mia
I've
is
got the
here.
laughter out. I can actually introduce my character.
Yeah, let us say hi to Orgath.
Oh, Jesus Christ. As someone else, I can't stop laughing.
Rosie, tell us about Pav.
Oh, Pav is big and buff and a cleric and a Goliath. That it? That's all you need to know.
Chim is small and a halfling, definitely not gnome, and is a cleric as well. No, Chim's a paladin, right?
Oh, Chin's paladin.
Yeah, I get that
Your
backwards.
podcast got 2 clerics.
Tia, go.
My name is Volatia Luxol Cupido Kelidon of the Deforos. I am a tiefling, I am a fire mage, specifically a sorcerer, and of course I am a noble.
I'm actually crying. I can't. Alright,
Alright. Well, Nia, you go next.
Oh, dragon! Yay!
Yay.
Druid
An
dragon.
actual dragon.
She evolved. Did you not know? She evolved.
We have a dragon.
There was
with us now.
there was like the whole Pokemon thing and everything, and you missed it. What a shame. Next, Jacob, tell us a bit about Urga.
Yes, alright. I'm playing a half orc beastmaster, which basically I have my name is Uragath. I have a pet. I have 2 pets. I have a panther called Claw. I know, very original name. Don't stop it. He hasn't got very good naming conventions. And then a really sarcastic owl. Little bastard. Yeah.
Mordio.
Mordio.
Alright.
Little bastard.
So that's the party, and this is the recap. You guys, basically, last session, you went to a small town, which is where Athena and you would part. Athena being played by Emily, and being the rogue of the group. And then you would decide to go on and try and find. Basically, you were on your way to Fortunè, and you've been traveling for a while now. You've been coming down from the north, from the wilds, and as you were going down, obviously the terrain would change. You're traveling by foot, so it is taking you a little bit longer than it usually would. You did have a small encounter on one of your evenings with what you would find out to be a wisp. Although there was no combat initiated, it was just noted, and there seems to be a whispering almost in the area that you were at, kind of a small forest. But other than that, not much has happened, and we join the party back as you guys travel south to the ports and harbours of Fortunè to try and get a boat towards the sands, the other continent.
I realized I forgot to write down all the stuff I bought last week, so
I remember you bought
I
a lot
bought
of.
2 health potions, some rope, some weird flammable tar stuff, some bedding, and a bag, and I don't think there was anything else.
I don't think there was, no. I believe it was Chim that got a tarnished brass mirror.
Yes, and
I've
they
got
got
it
the
for
last
Chim.
health potion.
Yes.
No,
and the
Jim
other
got it
health
for
potion.
Pav.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, how far is there? Like, been like a few days since the wisp, or is it like the next day?
We'll join you a few days from the wisp. The whispering kind of subsided unless you guys would want to investigate more.
Nah, I don't care.
Alright,
It's a
leaving
wisp.
the area, the whispering would subside, and you guys wouldn't kind of have this strange, almost... It's very quiet and only a few of you could hear it. Again, you heard a little bit of it, Tia, but it was mainly near Pav and Chim who were hearing it. Well, it stood out to them the most. Right. As you guys continue, and this is a few days' travel now. I need to find dice and stuff. I should have had these ready. You guys travel fairly easily. You go from kind of village to village, town to town. Again, if there is anything you would like to complete, interrupt me. If you would like to stop at one of the towns and do something, feel free to. But you kind of you avoid villages. I mean, you avoid the major settlements because they're large and it's kind of a pain, and they're often off track anyway. But going down directly south, there is no immediate cities or towns close by, other than the town, which is at the actual port of Fortunè.
As we're walking, I just want to get to know Chim and Pav a bit, and I'm discussing
Yeah, I think we all do.
religion with them.
Okay.
I'm still letting Chim ride Claw.
Yeah.
That's sort of their thing. Their whole thing is religion. I assume that I know maybe a little bit about their god, who I of course don't remember the name of, but I'm sure my character does.
Yeah.
Talvor.
Basically,
I'll write that down.
Talvor is a human, primarily human and elven god. But it's strange because tales differ. The human tales talk of kind of a manly god who took over the realm of the storm giants and basically became the god of storms. But the elvens tell of a powerful, basically female mother figure who guides armies with storms and such. And she also did take over the heavens themselves.
Just the
if
god
you
of
would.
storms, basically.
Yeah.
It's a little bit interesting that, as fate would have it, we're meeting up like this, and both of us are sort of weather worshippers, you could say.
Well, I kind of stumbled into the religion, but yeah, my family was always kind of friendly with the storm giants, and then I went traveling to find myself, and also got slightly kicked out, but that's just chill. And then I found Chim, and Pav, found Chim.
I like that.
Wait, you're Pav, right?
And Pav.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I would say it's a good idea to have a religion.
Well, I
Give
was
you
quite,
some-
Purpose.
Give
I
you
was
some
quite-
purpose, yeah.
I was quite
'cause-
fine without religion for most of my life.
I don't really
Well,
follow religion. I'm one with nature, really. I absolutely adore it. I'm just like looking
That's
around
more
like, oh look,
spiritual.
birds.
That's
There
more
should be a
spiritual
bird
than
soon.
religious.
There you go,
Mm.
birds. Yeah. And again, days and nights go past. There is about a week and a half's travel left. Down, walking kind of the old cobbled paths and dirt roads. Again, there is no kind of main road system that seems to have been set up yet. It is a very newly founded area and kingdom in general, especially in regards to the history of the modern times that you know of. That mainly being Tia's expertise with the reading she has done. But again,
Would I know where Pav is from? Do I know like where Goliaths are located, so to speak?
Goliaths are an interesting one, because Goliaths originally migrated down from the north. This is the original Goliaths in the first age. You guys are in the fourth age. I'll have to tell you about that later. But yeah, basically in the first age, Goliaths migrated down to a retreat from the northern dragons and Dragonborn and such, and you would know that much. That's well documented. But after that, they spread out everywhere, and it's rare to see them, but more or less most of them are grouped up in the Horde now, or are in foreign continents.
Then I'll probably make a point to ask. Pav, are you from the Horde?
Originally, yeah. I left it around 15, and so I just kind of wandered really until I met Chim. I almost said Chav.
Chav is sort of
Met
your
some-
team name.
Yeah. I met Chim at around 18, and then we kind of bonded again, I guess, and she helped me find a bit of purpose. So now
It's at this point you realise that Chim is face first, cuddling, in this specific conversation, cuddling the walking panther, and in her dreams you hear the whisper, "You're so cool," as the panther walks along. Right.
Time to stick my face in this very soft cat.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, my brain, why?
So,
Okay.
the party, as you begin to travel, signs of a greater town or civilization come near, as several days have passed now since your original travel down from the north. You reach what is almost what looks like a harbour. It's, if you'd imagine a raised landscape, hills at the base. If you guys know where the map is and what it looks like. You guys are basically at the mountain ridge to the right of Fortunè.
Oh shit, we're there.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Right.
one, okay.
Or that one or the next one.
The middle one.
Are you guys pinging on the map and I can't see?
Yeah.
Yellow ping.
Alright, right.
We're there now, what? I'm confused.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we're there.
you travelled
Below.
down. I basically
So we
skipped
like
through
the
most of
river, you
travel.
mean? We're on along that river.
Yeah. And
Right.
you've kind of followed it, and that's where the paths were built. Again, that's where a lot of villages are built to sustain off the river.
Wait, so
makes sense.
Fortunè, right? Is it just is it the name of the bay, or is there like a city there?
Maybe it's both.
Yep. You'll
Oh
find
yeah,
out.
that
Don't
makes sense.
don't ask the DM. Asking. Use character voices.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay. Does anyone actually know about this Fortunè at all?
go with her. It's near Talvor's Peak. Would I know about it? What would Pav know about it?
Talvor's, you've actually been there, and it was kind of one of the. It is host to kind of a statue and a kind of temple, a place of worship. It's definitely got a larger monument there. You possibly have been to a place, but you didn't know its name. There's towns near this area, but you're not sure if there's any larger cities or anything about. There has been a lot of issues with obviously with sea creatures in the past, and therefore a lot of coastal cities often diminish fairly easily. The capital of the actual kingdom of Kalar is heavily fortified to ridiculous degrees, as that is a coastal city. But yeah, due to a lot of kind of raiding problems and the fact that the kingdom of Kalar is very much a new thing, coastal cities are not a common thing, but coastal towns are more common. You don't remember going to a coastal town, I should say, sorry, but yeah. You know that there are towns in the area near it, and you would have been there.
And I imagine Tia's never been.
Nope, this is quite far
Ew.
west. So
Water? Ugh,
water puts out fire. Disgusting.
bad for.
Disgusting. So Tia, are you from the Horde?
What tipped you off, the horns or the tail?
No, it's just a question.
Yes, that is where my clan has lived for generations, but as things are now, well, not so much.
I lived I lived in a village quite close to the Horde. My father was from there. And
Which you don't happen to know about me then, perhaps?
DM, would I know?
There are noble families in the Horde, powerful ones. They're not often named.
Should I make a check?
Outside of you can make a check, sure.
Alright. Quickly get my character sheet.
History?
Yeah, it would be
guessing-
a history check. It would be
Oh, I don't know how. I'm trying to remember what it is plus something. My character sheet won't fucking load.
History is intelligence.
Intelligence. Oh, it's just +1. Okay, come on, good roll. That is a 16.
with the +1 or without the +1.
That is with the +1.
Okie dokie. Well, you know her name, so it's a name which is kind of
Wait, what part of her name is the family's name? Is it the DeForest?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
When
It's a
you
long
were,
name.
it's not a name you heard when you were in your village. However, you travelled, and when you were kind of travelling into the wilderness and into the wilds, and moving more towards the western side of the continent, you went past a place and you heard of this name. And interestingly enough, it was from some passers-by. You have a very hard time remembering exactly what it was. They mentioned the name, and they mentioned the drow, and they left, and they looked like they'd been through hell. But yeah. And that's all you can really account from that. That's it. The only thing you have when the name is said to you when you think of the name.
Yes, I do recall hearing your family's name.
Interesting. Specifically seeing as we've been rather eradicated from the map, so to speak.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were in the Horde? Like, around there?
Thinking out of character, it would probably be something close to 10 plus years.
Yeah, like the Central Horde is a messed up place. You were probably around the border. That's where you were when you got attacked.
But Tia's a wanted criminal there.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean, though.
Yeah.
It's
Shh.
hedging your bets.
You guys didn't hear that.
You
don't.
You don't know me.
Bounty.
That was quite a while ago. It must have been upwards towards 10 or so years ago. I'm not welcome there anymore.
Okay.
Oh, well, I left my village very young on my own, and I don't know where I ended up. I've been in the wilds, I've been back to the Horde, I've been back and forth. I have ventured south a few times. I don't like it. I don't like the cities. I really don't.
Well, you seem like more of a woodsy type, so...
Well, I was born and raised there, and just not to offend anyone, but humanoids, I don't really get along
Humanoids
with.
or humans, or
Yes.
where do you sort of draw the line? Because you look pretty bipedal to me.
Got secret legs.
Well, maybe I do have some
Secret centaur.
seething hatred for myself, but I mean not singular. I mean as a group. We can be
no, don't get me wrong. I also have
very
a sort of
destructive.
I also have a general loathing towards, existence, so you're not really alone in that regard.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's pretty common for people like us. Normal and
It always
well-adjusted
seems to
people
be.
don't end up in situations like this.
Traveling.
Don't mind
Seems to be a
people.
war between ourselves, really.
As you guys continue traveling and speaking, I would like to point out one small event that happens. There is a single black feather which lays on the ground in front of your path, and it's the kind of thing which it's not unsettling. You're in a place where the wildlife is nearby, although there is something off-putting about it, and it feels out of place. You have not seen any black birds. A lot of the birds have been stuff like woodpeckers and very kind of colourful brown-coloured birds with not large feathers. The occasional bird of prey, but this is a pure black. Even the actual stem of the feather is pretty much jet black. It's got a slight transparency to it.
Make an Arcana check?
There is
Or
nothing.
Would it be something else?
It's some. If you wanted to have a look at it, you could make an investigation
Yeah,
check.
just-
Okay.
Let's do that.
Is there
Your
any check I
natural.
can see if I recognise the actual bird?
Yeah, sure.
What would that be?
13.
That'd be a nature check.
Nature.
You kind of go
Maybe
up to the. Do you mind if you pick the feather up or not, or?
Probably don't pick the feather up.
Going up
Fuck.
close to it and having a second to kind of crouch down and look at it, it's your natural intelligence means that you can tell this thing is not arcane. However, it's out of looking at it. It seems like it's placed there deliberately. There's no other way it can be placed there. It looks like it's placed there. Someone has to have placed it. It's just too perfect in that kind of sense.
Beastmaster, what do you think of this sort of thing?
I'll take the feather.
What did you get on your roll?
I got a 4.
He's like, it's a leaf.
There are a lot of,
I'm really
blackbirds.
smart shit. My intelligence is only +1, so nature is only. If I. Oh, god damn it. It's already enough. Damn it.
I mean, you're not really interested in birds. There are a lot of different birds. It took far too much time. You're more interested in beasts and creatures of
He
great
has
power.
a bird.
He has an owl,
Yeah, but I
It's
don't
a
like
bird.
my owl. My owl's a pain in the ass.
but it's just like a specific creature.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
owl
yeah.
is. It's not like
Oh,
affinity
no.
with all winged beasts.
it's just a
I
feather.
just like he's not interested in birds. He has one.
Well, why do you think the owl's a dick to him? He probably doesn't treat it very well.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I turn to Kirin. Anything? Thoughts on this?
Was it just in the middle of the road?
Yeah, just in the middle of the
What are we
path.
on?
You're kind of, if you imagine, a 5 foot wide. I think Mia's mic has possibly bugged out. If you imagine a 5 foot wide road,
Oh, yep.
yeah,
Hello?
Can I? So have we not seen any blackbirds? Will I know that?
yeah, your passive perception is to the point where you've been keeping an eye on the wildlife and the terrain as well, and there should be no blackbirds in this area. It's not their natural kind of place, so
would-
to say.
I would advise we keep an eye out. It seems very deliberate.
Very ominous.
I see whether I know it as any symbol of religion. Like,
Yes, you can. You can make a
Oh.
religion check.
Good, we've
What?
got like a religion person, a religious person.
What did you say? Sorry,
N.
10.
It's on intelligence, it's not going to be very high.
Oh, it's bad.
You're looking at it and it rings a bell and you just can't think, but it's ringing, and then you realise there's a bell ringing in the background. You look at it for a
Who's
second.
got a bell? Who's got a bell?
Is there actually a bell ringing?
There's no bell.
No, there is no bell ringing.
Oh.
Him?
Okay, so none of us just. Oh well, can't be that bad if none of us seem to have any sort of clue.
Since you're all looking at it, Shim will look at it as well.
Yeah.
And Shim will roll a natural 1. I could not have.
It's a leaf.
Wait until I roll in combat
here's the
against you
thing.
guys.
Would Mordio know anything about other birds?
Oh, that's clever.
Are you gonna? I assume you had Mordio kind of flying around, surveying the area. Would you like to call him Dak?
Yeah. Mordio!
I'm busy.
Wherefore art thou, Mordio?
Is he Bane?
Is he a man in a box?
From
Sorry, I'm so confused.
the sky, the canopies of a nearby cluster of trees, an owl flies over towards you, and I assume you're holding your arm out so he can perch.
Yeah. I don't know.
Your owl has successfully perched. What is it you would like?
Okay. We found this feather. It looks quite strange. Just in the middle of the road.
It looks
know
like a
any other
feather.
birds? Yes, I've gathered that.
Well,
Resist.
it depends what kind of bird you're looking for. There's scaly birds.
Should
I call
should
them
actually
dragons.
Make a check for him, or are you gonna make a check? What are you doing?
I will.
Wait,
Do you
what-
have his
actually,
stats?
wait, I've got his stats. I
Yeah,
have his
so
stats.
you're making the check for him then, because I'm not
His
finding an owl's stats.
Intelligence
I have
is
them, though.
6. -2.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Oh boy. Alright, hopefully like a natural 20.
Do I have the highest intelligence stat in the party?
That's an 11.
Oh.
It was a 13 takeaway, so it's 11. Bollocks.
There are
Right.
birds. There are owls. There are scaly birds. I call those ones dragons. There are. I'm not too sure. You should probably, ask someone who isn't a bird. I stick away from other birds, as it turns out, because they're not too friendly. Anything
I
else
wonder
you would
why.
like?
Here you go, and I take a dead a rodent
A mouse?
out from my coat. Just pop.
And Kirin
Mouse?
sees this?
Yeah, Kieran's
No.
heart shudders.
So no, it's not a mouse. Not
I
a
mean,
mouse.
Kirin likes critters.
Don't kill me. It's what they eat. I can't help it.
I'm taking note of this.
Oh gosh.
Kirin will
You will
remember
be in my bad
this.
books.
In the top right of your
It's like
field of
Telltale,
view,
they're Walking Dead.
some white text appears. It says Kieran will notice this. We'll remember this. Sorry.
There's a conflict later on.
I'm gonna be stuck in battle, and it's like, help! Like, no.
I remembered what you did to that rodent.
Alright, okay.
Keeps
Alright, Mordio, you
walking, like convinced that there's nothing. There's surely nothing.
If there were
Actually, I'm gonna
doors
ask
here,
Mordio to keep an eye out around, just in case. I don't like that. It's weird.
yep, excellent.
Would
Huh?
picking it up and wrapping it, would that be dexterity or could I just do it?
You could just do it. It's like you've got a lot of time. Even if you're failing at it miserably, you could still manage to
Okay.
do it.
Just checking because I didn't want to lose a hand to magic curses or something. Right. In that case, Pav is gonna wrap it up in a piece of cloth and put it in Does Claw have saddlebags, or shall I just pop it in a bag?
You have several pouches and bags, so you could probably pop it in quite easily.
Do you
I
have
pouch
a
that
bag
bad
of
boy
shiny?
up.
Do you have a bag of shiny stuff?
I can put it next to my mirror and my money, and these pebbles that look a bit like money that I picked up.
Chim was adamant on you not picking those up to begin with, but afterwards she just gave up and let you start picking them up. Right. So, you guys travel for it seems longer and longer as this last day seems to stretch out, almost as if the DM is
Oh,
finding
no.
notes.
Okay, that's fine.
The all-powerful DM god.
We can roleplay it
Time
meanwhile.
slows.
So that thing about the feather was really weird, huh?
It was very strange. Yes.
Not
Just wanna-
much has happened on this travel.
It's true. Going back to
I think either someone is trying to warn us, or someone is warning us that they're gonna attack. I don't know.
Someone's definitely trying to kill us. I just feel that that's a general. Like, I'm always prepared for assassins. But...
I'm gonna load my hand crossbow just in case. It's already loaded. I don't know.
You guys begin climbing up. I say climbing. Basically, it's a set of large hills and raised land. That was my phone. A set of basically large hills and raised land. And as you guys kind of get to what looks like an edge, you guys can peer over. And looking down, you guys are at the edge of the mountain near Fortunè now. There is kind of an extension, and built on this extension is a large walled, what looks like a town, basically. It's impressive in length and size. It expands out kind of to the base of this large hill. It is a very steep incline, but the road seems to lead down a more shallow incline down to the actual area. But yeah, you guys can see clear as day what looks like a heavily built harbour area. Then it's kind of got basic walls and then a village almost. But it's a very large village. Again, it would probably count more as a town. And actually you would, because it would be about midday, you would be able to see that there is an island quite far out, I say, kind of in the middle of the whole huge harbour area, and it has what is a lighthouse built upon it.
We're looking for a boat, right?
Looks like we're here.
Is it a market town?
We're not quite there yet, but yes, we're looking for a boat.
It looks like definitely a fishing town. A market town, you're not too sure. It looks the housing there looks like it's minimal. The harbour is huge. It seems to be a trading port kind of thing. And you'd imagine that a lot of the production in this town has gone to the harbour, and then a lot of the housing is for the people who work the harbour. Again, it is a...
So, not Whitby size, more Staithes kind of thing.
Yes, we'll use it. That would be a good example. But basically large, but not too large. That's not really helpful, is it?
Just right. Has Tia ever seen this much water before?
No, and as you see the light as it shines off the sea, it almost calls you in a way. No, the sun reflecting off kind of the afternoon sun around 3 p.m. reflecting off of the sea is something which you kind of admire, but it's strange because you've never seen a mass of water this large and it seems endless. You can't see anything beyond it as you kind of look further into the deep blue that is the ocean.
I'm just gonna kind of look kind of like lean forward, just looking at Tia's kind of like, oh my god, face.
Tia's ears are like dropped and she's staring a little like she thinks it's not that obvious. It's very obvious that she's staring, and she looks a little bit scared almost.
I'm probably just gonna say, the sea, beautiful. My mother would always talk about it. She'd only seen it a few times. I only saw it once, actually.
Oh, I just realized I don't know how to swim. This sucks.
Well, we do have a boat, so I don't think you were gonna swim to the continent.
I immediately hate this a lot more.
You really should have thought about this really before accepting going to
Listen, being aware of something doesn't mean facing it. I knew there was such a thing as an ocean, but she just gestures.
Well, if you think about it this way, the water on a boat, the boat floats because the water can't get in. So
you float as well. You don't sink.
You don't know that.
Water rises.
Have you ever swam before?
I just said I don't know how to swim.
I mean, have you ever been in like a lake or anything like
Why
that?
would Mm, like washing, yes, but
Tia
There's
take
no-
dust baths.
That's
like
that's
a
not
bird.
what I meant. You don't need a lake to wash, but
no, I know. Ugh. I hate this a lot. Can't we just kill the guy instead?
I don't. Look. I don't think the boat ride would be that long, and you can just lie down in the boat and just pretend you're on a moving
fire.
floor.
Fire, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Actually, no.
Fine.
If it is made of wood, the boat, which it probably is, no fires. You don't want to set a fire to the boat.
Ones?
Well, now you're just being unreasonable.
Look, if the boat is on fire when we're on it, it's gonna burn and it's gonna sink.
As you
You're
guys,
really making this hard on me, aren't you?
Oh, I've just realised I said that. Oh no, it's okay. I thought I put that she gets very travel sick, but it's only on horses. I'm fine. It's all good.
as long as it's not on horses, we good. As you guys kind of
Horse-powered boat.
have this conversation, looking over
Damn
the
it,
vast oceans that exist, you take a second, and it's at that point when you realise that there's been this almost annoying voice travelling you in your travels, but you haven't seen much of it. And it's at that moment where, as you kind of stand still and take in the beauty of the moment, you hear, "Are we there yet?" from a restless halfling on a panther.
I'm having
Yes,
an identity
Jim.
crisis, Jim.
Oh,
Please.
yeah.
Chim, we are gonna find a boat.
Good. And Chim starts walking down not the steep slope, the kind of path slope down towards the town.
Tia starts walking, but like noticeably slower than before. Very reluctant.
When we get to the town, Pav makes a move and she gets lanterns from one of the shops so that Tia can have like fire in a box.
That's a good idea.
Ooh.
It's a fire in a box.
I bet she'll put like some liquid, like as in flammable liquid, into it way too much and it will explode. Just something we don't want.
Alright, we're heading down the path.
Sounds good.
As you guys make your way towards the harbour, you kind of get to I would have a map for this, but I didn't expect you guys to get this far. It was easy to travel like this. As you guys get to the what is basically the unwalled area, it looks like a lot of residential houses. You see various. They look like working people. Obviously time has passed and it's now around 4 p.m. It's a very strange, quaint little place. It seems like there's not much other than houses, but there is stockpiles of wagons, of barrels, of everything you can imagine. There is one main tavern, it seems, but it's a very large tavern. But again, it's very kind of strange. The architecture's simple. The roads are only paved with basic cobble, and it's not all the way to the houses. The houses aren't built on man-made foundations. They're built on kind of natural foundations, and thus. But it's very interesting, and you do see that there is. It seems almost like a snapshot of a wealthier district in a city that has just been placed here. It looks wealthy. It looks like it's doing well, although there doesn't seem to be any anything like shops or any key places like that. There just seems to be, again, warehouses. You see only a few of those. You saw more from the actual in the walled section. A tavern, again, that single large tavern. And yeah, it's quite hard to grasp exactly what this is supposed to be. It seems like a very strange area that you've never been to before, especially for someone like Tia.
I'm just gonna look at everyone and just say, how about we have a few drinks before we go get a boat?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
You guys,
Let's get fucking wasted.
you guys make your way to what seems to be a simple tavern.
We hear as we get closer. The walls vibrating.
Not quite.
It's 4 in the afternoon. I don't think they're
Party
partying yet.
hard all day,
Yeah.
every day.
Not
Party don't
quite
stop.
German Eurodance club songs, but what you do hear is
Party rock anthem is playing 24/7.
what you do hear is you hear almost like a collection of people singing, kind of a very.
Rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just.
Oh no,
have a good
copyright.
time.
Okay, that's
Oh.
it. Copyright.
It's a cover. It's chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
You guys hear what sounds like a multitude of people singing. Not necessarily in good tune, but there's kind of an uplifting spirit to it as everyone's kind of collaborating on this one almost mini orchestra. And you can hear this from outside as you're approaching. The actual image for the tavern seems to be what looks like the edge of a hook and a very large oversized fish. You're not sure what kind of fish it is. For the two naturey people, Nia and Uragath, it looks to be one of the larger kind of sea creatures.
I want salmon now. I'm hungry.
That are often caught in the northern. I say the northwest area, so near the capital of Kalar, and very few of them are seen or caught, but they have various properties, and it's basically a whale. Is what I'm trying to get across here, without saying it's a whale. It's a whale, but
It's a fancy
It's a
whale.
fish, but it's not a it's a whale, but it's not a mammal.
I mean, you've got to bear in mind that big things in the sea are big targets, so a peaceful creature like a whale wouldn't necessarily do well. But they seem to survive and are occasionally caught in, again, the northwest, near the capital of Kalar, in that area, where fishing is very much
I
a
think
way of
we've
life.
got to head into the tavern. I think.
Whale,
Hopefully
whale,
we
whale.
don't all walk in here and
Go
stop
to the
singing
tavern.
and turn and look at us. Please.
Um,
I've jinxed it now, haven't I?
This tavern is very large, and as you open the door, stunning viewers, there is a group of what looks like
Strippers.
not quite that exciting.
I'm
Although,
not Todd. Yeah, that's what Todd would instantly think.
there is
I miss him so much.
There is a group, men all wearing leather and carrying various daggers and looking worn
What's
and
that
old.
kind of in?
No
just
comment.
took a mouthful of water as you said that. That would have not been good.
There are various, they're all kind of arm in arm singing this rupturous, kind of jaunty
Head
tune.
to toe in leather.
And there are kind of a few ladies in the tavern who don't seem to be interested, but the men are trying to make them interested.
Oh, that's funny.
You see there are tankards and tankards of ale on the tables, which they're all kind of spread across on. And behind the bar, and it's almost it feels like it's almost 30 foot long, at least 20 foot wide. Just main room of the tavern, like main social room of the tavern. There is a very large bar with several kegs of what you assume to be different kind of drinks. You see shelves filled with bottles you can't even comprehend how you'd start to make them. More linear bottles which look older than, well, for some of you older than yourselves, which is quite a rare thing to see. It's different here, but there's something kind of natural about it. And as you guys enter, there seems to be no change in the atmosphere.
Oh, thank God.
As you kind of look at the men, you see that it's
Tim
all
and
sorts
Mira are
of...
missing so much. All this alcohol. It's sad, really.
You're making it sound as if Mira's dead.
They are there. Tim though.
Yeah.
Poor Tim.
Tia
God
is
bless
kind
his
of
soul.
So I just realized that we sort of have, Kieran? You remember the thing that happened, with the ocean deity? That we sort of pissed off.
I'm already ordering a drink.
Yeah, Pava goes to
Oh
join in
yeah.
with the singers.
Drinking buddies, let's
Nat
go.
20! Nat 20 to join in with the singers. The singing.
That's on a
What kind of
perform-
role is that even?
performance
It was-
check.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to re-roll?
No. You don't have.
Roll.
Next time, let me know first, but you don't have to simply because it's a funny picture. As Pav wanders towards the group, you guys don't even notice, and even Urgoth's gone off to get a drink as you pull Kieran to the side for a second. This wonderful joining in as Pav just grabs one of the poor sailors and pulls them under her arm and starts singing along. Amazingly, you know the lyrics to this song, and you're not quite
Been in
sure
this
where
area
from.
before.
And you remember that you've spent a night in some of these taverns, and this is happening in one of those, and you met a lot of friends there, a lot of wonderful people. You won a lot of arm wrestles. You learned about a game called Spinny Drunk, and all
That
sorts
sounds
of
really fun.
crazy things from these wonderful people, and you join in, and they embrace you immediately and enjoy the company as you're singing. Almost adds the little bit of tune it was missing into it.
I'm gonna call over and just say, Pav, do you want a drink?
Orange juice.
Really?
It's 4 o'clock.
Oh, whatever. I'm gonna order a. Actually, I'll just order one orange juice. I won't drink ale just yet. It's not the night
Tia
time.
draws herself to the bar, orders like an ale, and starts moping.
Yeah, I mean, for a
Is that
second,
what
the
I'm
ale
gonna
looks a bit
say?
like the sea, and it was a bit off-putting.
Ale now? I'm gonna say
Tia,
ale now.
Tia gags a little bit.
But yes.
I think I'm gonna use the excuse that Tia's ordering alcohol. I'm gonna order myself alcohol as
No,
well.
I pushed the ale over to Urga, unable to drink it.
Are you sure?
Ugh, just take it.
All right, fine. I'm gonna like grab it and just go chug 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 chug.
It's sweet tasting ale. It's
Should I make a check or anything?
no, it's. I mean, you wouldn't get drunk off of one ale. Let's be real. But it's
Depends on how big you are.
Big
well,
guy.
first off, I would base it off Constitution. So,
Alright.
and his Constitution's good enough that one ale's not gonna knock him down.
I'm just gonna like, put it down and go. Oh, that's good. At the spot.
She
It
is a dark
did.
little
It
storm
was a very good
cloud
tasting ale.
who's just stinking up the rooms with her moping.
Rain
Write that
cloud
down.
appears above Tia's head and begins raining
Yeah.
down. Right. So as Pav's beautiful tune singing fills the room, Tia's endless depression of the ocean reigns the cloud of pure sadness over herself, and Urgath has had probably one of the best drinks he's had in his life.
Ocean blues.
You guys will end the session.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you to everyone who's actually sat through this and watched.
And
We promise. I think mostly everyone's gonna be here next session. Sorry, it's only 4 of
We're not
us.
promising anything.
Well, I'm
You're
I'm
promising.
giving a hollow promise.
You can't say. Yeah, okay, sure.
Cool. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
fuckers.
God. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love all of you.
They
Thanks.
they should be on YouTube for next time.
Yeah.
So as the dramatic song starts, there we go. So
Epic music.
hopefully we should see you next time. And it's a goodbye from myself, and hopefully a goodbye from all the players.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hope you have a wonderful life.